Donald Trump Jr., thank you so much for being with me.
It's my pleasure.
Congratulations on the book. So Don, we are in the middle of an election season that is perhaps one of the most defining elections, we could argue, of this country. I want to go back to 4 years ago just for a second. 4 years ago, when your father took over the office of the presidency, that marked the first time in our nation's history where the transition of power was not met with peace.
Correct.
Ever since then, we've seen everything from frivolous lawsuits to the impeachment scheme to the anarchy that's now plaguing our country.
Don't forget Russia, Russia, Russia.
Can't forget that, of course.
No, it's amazing. It's a 240-something year tradition. You know, and it's amazing now that we've seen that the story that they've been selling the American public is exactly the opposite of what they'd been actually selling. Now that you realize Obama administration was involved, you know, Comey's FBI, which is what Obama's FBI, was involved. Joe Biden actually requested some of the unmasking of people such as myself 8 days prior. You wonder, you know, if George Bush did this to an incoming President Obama, do you think the media would have a problem with it? Because I think it would be the biggest political scandal in American history, but they won't talk about it. I mean, that's why I wrote Liberal Privilege, because there's just countless examples of that, you know, throughout history. The media is trying to pretend, oh, it's Moderate Joe from Scranton. It's like, no, when he left Scranton at like 7 or 8 years old. He got his first elected official, you know, position in D.C. when he was in his 20s, and he's been a swamp creature ever since. I say to people on the fence, like, name a Joe Biden accomplishment, because if you don't have an accomplishment in a half a century,
that's sad.
Why should we trust you now? Joe doesn't, no one believes Joe's going to be in control, but he's the camo to get the radical left put into place so they can, you know, give you, the American taxpayer, the privilege of a $4 trillion tax increase to pay for health care for illegal immigrants, to pay for education for illegal immigrants, to pay for more lawyers for the flood of illegal immigrants that are going to come. They get all that for free. You know who doesn't get those things for free? Americans. Now, you have the privilege of spending your taxpayer dollars to help them, but not to help your own children get a better education. We're going to flood already crowded schools and make it even harder for your child to get a good education. We're going to flood the lowest income workforce so that Americans who for the first time in history, really, in modern history, have gotten a wage increase at the lowest income levels. Donald Trump achieved all of that. The Democrats want to destroy it.
And we're seeing that here in New York. I mean, Mayor de Blasio, I don't think there's a clear example of liberal privilege. We have somebody that supports our offenders more than he supports tax-paying Americans, supports our criminals more than the men and women in blue. Black Lives Matter mural right downstairs on Fifth Avenue in front of Trump Tower. Yet this is the same man that denied New Yorkers the chance to paint a Blue Lives Matter mural. I mean, Don, can you outline for our viewers how this is the quintessential example of liberal privilege?
It really is. I mean, because he can be there for the photo op playing arts and craft while children, you know, as he was doing that, you know, a 1-year-old child was shot in the face and killed in New York. The murder rate has gone through the roof. You know, he says crime's at an all-time low. It's like, no, no, no. It's only at a low because you told the police you're not allowed to pursue criminals. You're not allowed to arrest them for things that last week were total crimes.
You've been very forthcoming about your own upbringing. Do you think that you kind of felt it was your duty to write this book to show the American people what that privilege might look like if it's abused? And how do you think that your own experience informed your writing?
Well, 100%. I mean, that's the real, I don't deny that I'm blessed. You know what I mean? It's incredible. I mean, but I also saw the corollary. You know, my mother was from communist Czechoslovakia. She escaped the systems that the Democrats are trying to bring to this country. And that's the great irony of this is, you know, all these people pushing for socialism and Marxism, and it's so wonderful. Why is it that they can't find an advocate for that cause that actually came from those countries? Meaning, you'd think if socialism was so wonderful, you'd find someone from Venezuela here that would be like, no, 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 let's bring that here. That's a great idea. What could go wrong? They've seen it destroy country after country, you know, economy after economy, livelihoods, over and over, and yet it's going to work this time.
Don, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
you. Thank you for this tool for the American people. Before I let you go, just tell us where we can get it.
You can get it, you know, the usual suspects, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and all of the, also for those that are conservatives that don't want to give money to like the Amazon, Washington Post, and big tech, you can get it on my website, because a lot of our guys complained about that last time. Where can I get it other than those places? Like, I don't know. So I made it on my website, donjr.com, donjr.com, and you can even get the autographed version there. So I made it simple for you, and that's also one-click shopping.
There we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.